Good morning. This is Mornings with Michael for Tuesday, October 3rd. The market still remains in flux. This show is for information and educational purposes only. We'll look at a couple interesting things, the 11 stocks that have a higher dividend than the treasury yields right now, and a couple other stocks that are holding firm in this correction. But in the meantime, we'll take a look and see the S&P 500 map, what it's doing. Yesterday, we looked at the Zscaler, Meta, and CrowdStrike. But today, we're going to look at a few others. So let me share my screen. So all the stocks that were up yesterday are down today. Almost everything is down on the shock report of JOLTS, job openings and labor statistics. So we'll close that. We can see Microsoft's down 2.3, Nvidia is down 2.17, Amazon's down 3. So it's just an ugly day so far. So October is continuing the run that we had in September. Once again, I'll share this annuity screen with the interest rates on the bonds up. Many annuities are upping the amount of their bonus. So they've grown from 30% to 40% number of cases. This is how you beat the index's growth. Your money goes up, does not come down, do not lose money, sleep better at night, and while the indexes bob and weave back and forth. So let's bring up this screen. Looked at Belite yesterday. See what doing. It's up slightly. So let's go to the news. So American Outdoor Brands Board of Directors approves $10 million share repurchase program. It looks like it's slightly up over here. It's not showing it on our screen yet. Let me go to the weekly and come back over here. There it's showing it's up 0.10. It had gapped up at the open, and now it's pulling back a little bit. Brown-Forman board approved share repurchase authorization of $400 million, and Brown-Forman's up about 2% this morning. We had a couple of buying days in a row after a huge downdraft. Manufactures and distributes alcoholic beverages. ODD. Audify CFO said their excellent third quarter performance and our momentum entering the fourth quarter give us confidence in our ability to deliver a strong finish to the year. They were up earlier and now they sold off. They're up still up about 1%, but a huge downdraft. Israeli-based company engaged in online retail. They had an IPO at 35 and it sold off ever since then. Turning Point Brands has $500 million mixed security shelf, and it's been trending down, and this doesn't help at all, 1%. Once again, diluting other shareholders' value. Q3 adjusted EPS of McCormick, 65 cents versus 65 cents. Revenues rose 0% year over year, and stock is being punished. Big sell-off, huge volume yesterday and today. On to energy, industrials, and materials. LyondellBasell is up slightly. Dow and Westlake Chemical all upgraded to sector weight from underweight at KeyBank. So let's go back to there. Take a look at Dow. Dow isn't helping at all, and Westlake Chemical up slightly, gapped up in the morning, and then has sold off since then. Chevron is backing a startup by former SpaceX engineers to fast charge electric vehicles without straining the power grid. The company's investment in electric era technologies is part of a Series A financing of $13 million led by HSBC Asset Manager, according to Bloomberg. And Chevron is up slightly on the news. Booz Allen Hamilton upgraded to buy from neutral at Bank of America and raised target from 130 to from 110. And that stock is moving up about 2% on that news. Emerson Electric downgraded to neutral from buy at UBS, and they're selling off on that news. Reynolds Consumer Products upgraded to neutral from sell at Goldman Sachs. I'm having a difficulty determining the V from the Y, and it's up almost 2%. Can't really see it on this chart. We'll take a look at the 60 minutes. It gapped up in the morning and has been selling off like some of our other issues in the news. On to healthcare. Eli Lilly to acquire outstanding shares of Point is down on the news. Point is gapping up about 85%. Biopharma that commercializes next generation radiopharmaceutical therapies for treatment of cancer. ALX Oncology reports positive interim phase 2 ASPEN-06 clinical trial results, and they're gapping up. The stock is up about 50%. Look at all that buying. Amazing move. Biohaven. It had moved up over here. It's pulling back a little bit. 10.227 share spot secondary. Once again, they're diluting up current shareholders. Priced at 22. Companies taking advantage of the move in the stock. Not a bad idea to finance future growth. Cigna Group will pay more than $172 million over claims that gave the federal government inaccurate Medicare Advantage diagnosis codes to inflate reimbursements. And they're off about 1.22%. Takeda Pharmaceuticals said it will voluntarily withdraw to bring cancer therapy from the US after it failed to meet the main goal in a late stage study. So their stock is gapping down on that news, down another 2%. And Vapotherm reiterates its most recent full year 23 revenue forecast. Stock is down 3.36% on the technology, media, and telecom. Airbnb downgraded to sector weight from overweighted KeyBank, gapping down. And KeyBank has a big price target up. They're upping their target NVIDIA from between 670 to 750. And Google, and you can see NVIDIA didn't get any boost from that. Google is partnering with HPQ to manufacture Chromebooks in India for the first time. The Times of India reports. And Google is down nearly 1.5%. And HPQ upgraded to buy from underperform at Bank of America and raised its price target to 33 from 25. Got a little bit of a gap down, or gap up actually, and then it sold off. Still up 1.64%, and that's our look at companies in the news. Let's see what's trending today. So getting back to the JOLTS data, job openings and labor turnover survey, jumped to 9.61 million, was expected to fall to 8.75 million in August versus 8.827 million in July. Wall Street expects moderate strength with 150,000 new jobs. Jobless rate is expected to tick down to 3.7 from 3.8. Average hourly wages are growing at 0.3%. So let's take a look. Some things that are kind of holding up, continuing our look. This is Arista Networks. It's down slightly today. It's trying to build the right side of a base here. We need to see it pop up. I guess it would need to get to 188.18 at least. Let's continue on. DUOL Lingo. IPO has been trending pretty well. So we got a double bottom forming here. We wanted to see it go above 162.40, which it has, but it is off 1.81% with our yield environment. We want to continue to see that go up. And DKNG. DraftKings kind of rolling over here, down 3.34%. We'll just see if it can need to get up to $34.59. We looked at Zscaler yesterday. Caterpillar. Industrial stock needs to kind of hold here. We want to see it get up to 293.98. I guess there is potential of an early buy. If it gets above this line, which would be like 270, around 277. And we looked at Chevron earlier. Looks like a long, like kind of saucer pattern here. Maybe a saucer with a handle. So we want to see it get to 172.98. With some good volume. So let's take a look at our charts here in the ETFs. So energy is trending down today. Look at oil. Oil is bouncing slightly today, up 0.37. Natural gas, we haven't looked at it for a long time, is up almost 3% today. Financials declining about 1.5%, looks pretty ugly. Our communications trending down. Just see if it can hold this green line as these yields continue to push down several indexes. Look at our biotech down as well. And you can see that a few biotechs just soar, but the rest of the biotechs are kind of iffy right now. Look at our software. Software is down 2%. Technology about 1.6% as the yields put pressure on them. Infrastructure is moving down near its 200-day. Semiconductors. Interesting. Semiconductors are kind of muted. Looks like they're falling to their declining 10-day moving average. And volume is kind of low. Airlines continue to fall. They're kind of in a downward spiral. Industrials continue to suffer as well. Healthcare sector is down. Consumer staples is down. Everything is just cascading down for that JOLT survey. Metals and mining falling precipitously. Building materials kind of stabilizing here. It's pretty interesting. And housing stocks cascading, home builders down as well. So let's take a look at our dollar. Continues to rise above 30, up about 0.2% today. You see gold continuing to fall with the dollar's strength. Silver falling, but looks like it's recovered a little bit, right about where it was yesterday. Continuing to fall in copper. Not so much in Southern copper. And FCX kind of muted, but falling a little over 1% today. Let's take a look at what's moving in the markets. We're going to look at top performing. There's 11 stocks that are beating the dividend of treasuries, but they have much higher risk, of course. So we're going to take a look at those in a second. First, we're going to look at what's trending in the market, and there's only one stock that is up, other than the ones we've already looked at. And that's Interactive Brokers. It's up a little over 2% after falling quite a bit. So it needs to work on the right side of its base before we get any interest in it. So that's a look at that. And now let's take a look at the 11 companies that beat the treasuries. First one is PCG. Stock has fallen quite a bit. I don't know how much more it will fall, but their yield is 34%. Pretty big yield. Their growth rate is negative 31. See, they have 209% debt, as 50% of funds are invested in it. So there we have that. I'm not sure why the forward PE is 12. It just isn't showing on this list over here, but it's 34% dividend yield. Pioneer Natural Resources. It's trending down with oil coming down the last couple of days. Dividend yield of 12%. So remember, treasuries are just under 5%. So we're looking at all the stocks that are beating the treasury yield. So VFC Corp makes branded jeanswear, outdoor apparel. Their yield is 10.2%. Year to date, they're down about 40%. Pioneer Natural Resources down 1.7%. And Altria, former maker of cigarettes, their dividend yield is 9.3%, but their stock is off 40% for the year. Are they low? That's a big question. They're down another 1% today. Walgreens Boots Alliance, their yield is 8.6%. Once again, they're down 40% for the year. They're actually trending up today, up 1%. Let me go back to Altria. I think I was looking at Walgreens Boots Alliance. Their stock is actually down 9% for the year, but they have a yield of 9.3%. Then off to Verizon, yield of 8.2%. And Verizon is down a little over 19% for the year, but they're up 0.14% today. KeyCorp which have been in the news with the upgrades today. Their stock is off 40% for the year. Huge downdraft from up here at 20 to 10. I would say that's closer to 50, if you ask me. 7.6% yield. They're down another 2.82% today. AT&T has a dividend yield of 7.4%, and their stock is off 20% for the year. Have they hit bottom? It's hard to tell. Devon Energy, for the year, they're down 26%. Their dividend yield is 7.3%. And Truist Financial, they're down 37% for the year. Their dividend yield is 7.3%. And finally, Simon Property Group, they're down about 12% for the year, and their dividend yield is 7%. Now, once again, these are the only 11 stocks out of the S&P 500 whose dividend rate are beating Treasury. So let's go to Treasury. Once again, they're shooting up. We had a rocket yesterday, and we have another rocket taking off today. It's right around 4.8%, 4.766. We got about 4.2 on the 20-year. And let's look at the zero VIX. Volatility index shoots up. AJ Monty said it would get pretty close to 2020. Forget what his target was, but the VIX is getting pretty close to that. S&P 500 turning down. NASDAQ turning down 1.58%. I added a little bit more on the reverse ETF of the NASDAQ, which is up about 5% today. I think this index could continue to fall. They start looking at the short of the S&P 500. It's up about 4% today. IWM fallen precipitously. There's also a short in the small caps. We'll look at that tomorrow. And the Dow Jones is falling about 1.12%. So what we haven't looked at, we'll just take a quick peek. The top sellers, what people are running out of today. McCormick continues downdraft, huge downtick today, down nearly 9%. Toronto Dominion Bank gapping down 1.7%. We saw this one yesterday. NEP continues falling like a knife. down over 8%. Vanguard Total International stock gapping down 1.29%. Bank of Nova Scotia gapping down 2.43%. Just continues to cascade down. Yeah, a lot of these banks may still be in trouble here. Irish manufacturer of cement, asphalt, down nearly 2%. Biohaven continues to correct after reaching an all-time high, down about 3%. The volume is a little lower than when it was moving up. And finally on our list is preferred and income securities, falling about 2% as the yield just continues to soar. So that's our show for today. Go out there and support your favorite taco truck on Taco Tuesday. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Continue working on your goals and your activities. And if you have any financial goals we can help you with, feel free to reach out to us. This has been Mornings with Michael for information and educational purposes. Have a great day.